We kick off Mello TV Sports with football as Red Stripe has signed on to become a sponsor of the new Jamaica Premier League, which is slated to kick off sometime this year. The brewery was the most recent title sponsor of the nation's top flight and has indicated its continued commitment to the sport with a new sponsorship agreement with the Jamaica Premier League. Professional Football Jamaica Limited PFJL, for a second day running yesterday, announced a new sponsor for the league. Conservate Limited and Chemtech Development and Construction were announced as the 9th and 10th club sponsors, respectively. The other companies in the club sponsor category are Yummy Bakery, JMB, Jamaica Producers, Indie Pharma, Water, True Shake, Burger King, and Mount Pleasant Academy, with Digicel the presenting sponsor. The Premier League is awaiting government approval for kickoff. And on to some interesting news as reports have surfaced that West Ham United forward Michel Antonio will switch allegiances from England to Jamaica in a bid to play at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. The 30-year-old has been part of England's squad in the past, but has never been handed his debut. Jamaica is aiming to include Antonio in their squads for the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers against Mexico and Costa Rica in September. Antonio has been in fine form for West Ham this season, scoring 6 goals in 14 starts over David Moyes. Now, Antonio qualifies for Jamaica by virtue of his parents being born in the island. It is unlikely he will suit up for the Reggae Boys in their forthcoming friendlies, as Antonio wants to concentrate on helping West Ham challenge for a top 4 spot. The club is currently 4th and in the mix for a Champions League qualification spot. As one of the 5 highest ranked CONCACAF teams, Jamaica has received a bye to the final qualifying round, which is scheduled to start in September of this year. We bowl over to cricket news now. England today fell to a 10-wicket defeat inside 2 days in the 3rd day-night test against India after an extraordinary second day's play in Ahmedabad, which saw 17 wickets fall for 176 runs. Now, India started the day on 99 for 3 in their first innings, trailing the tourists by only 13, but they too crumbled, losing their final 7 wickets for just 31 runs to be all out for 145, with Joe Root claiming a maiden test fiver with figures of 5 for 8 in 6.2 overs. England were back in the game only 33 runs in arrears after the first innings, but Zach Crawley and Johnny Barstow were sent packing inside the opening 3 deliveries of their second innings, and the visiting side were ultimately bundled out for 81 inside the session. Aksar Patel, 5 for 32, returned a second fiver, taking his tally to 11 for the match, while Ravi Chandran Ashwin, 4 for 48, claimed his 400th test wicket in just his 77th cap. It left the home side a slender target of 49 to chase, which they duly achieved. Defeat now knocks England out of contention in the ICC World Test Championships, while they trail 2-1 in the series heading into the final test back in the Narendra Modi Stadium next Thursday. It is only the 22nd time in history of Test cricket that a match was finished inside 2 days, and just the 8th and shortest in terms of balls bowled instance since the Second World War. Now, final scores on the day: England 112 and 81, India 145 and 49 without loss. Meanwhile, Martin Guptill today smashed 8 sixes in a 50-ball 97 before New Zealand saw off a pulsating fight back from Australia to win a T20 thriller by 4 runs in Dunedin and take a 2-0 lead in the 5-match series. Opener Guptill ended a run of low scores in spectacular fashion to propel the Black Caps to 219 for 7 after they had been inserted, and Australia tumbled to 113 for 6 in 13 overs in reply, as spinner Michelle Santner struck 4 times, including 3 times in 1 over. However, Marcus Stoinis, 78 of 37, and Daniel Sams, 41 of 15, blazed 92 in just just 6.1 overs, leaving Australia requiring 15 from 6 deliveries. New Zealand captain Kane Williamson entrusted Jimmy Neesham with the final over, despite the all-rounder not having bowled in the game before then, and the move paid off. Neesham, who had earlier struck 6 sixes in rollicking 45 not out from 16 balls with a bat, shipped only 10 runs and removed both Sams and Stoinis as Australia ended 215 for 8. Guptill's 8 sixes took him to a record 132 in his T20 international career, with the 34-year-old overtaking Rohit Sharma's tally of 127. Finally, in the sports news tonight, Tiger Woods is unlikely to face any charges relating to his horrific car accident on Tuesday, according to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office. While Woods recovered from lengthy surgery on significant injuries to his right leg, the local authorities indicated that there was no evidence that the 45-year-old was guilty of any serious wrongdoing that may have caused the crash. And those are the stories making sports news tonight. We now head back to the news desk with Shelley Ann Hill.